Oh, it needs milk. Okay. Margarine, that's out. I don't have any margarine. Yeah. Well, I just put in a bottle of water. I can have the soup mix that doesn't requirement margarine. What's the plan? It doesn't have margarine. Oh. Well, it doesn't have margarine. I'm hungry. Well, if I make soup, I need to add another bottle of water. So do I hold on to these for in case I get margarine? I didn't ask for these nor pasta sides again. They were sent without me asking, and there's no margarine sent without me asking. But I have extra tomato paste. Yeah, that's not margarine. Well, I'm not in the mood for chili. I have to admit that. So there's a bottle of water boiling pretty soon. What should we eat? The darn good chili mix. Or some of this. And then I need another bottle of water in there. Okay. I can hear God in my mind talking about the food. Yeah. Last time I made darn good chili mix, I added the tomato paste after I turned off the camera. If I do that darn good chili mix cooking now, I need to add the tomato paste on time. It needs to be in the pot in front of the camera, so that will help. The camera's motion is being counted of myself recording it, but I don't know who is going to view it at the time of the recording. It doesn't know. Oh, I need more water in there. Yeah. So do I say to Mitch, hello, I have the Knorr pasta sides, but I didn't cook them. Do you know why I didn't cook them? And he'll say, I have no idea. And then I would say, okay, but I can't tell you why I didn't cook them, even though I would have eaten them by now. That's what's wrong with you trying to angle out that you're any kind of responsibility for my need for food, clothing, and shelter for myself, while the rest of you are illegally in public. Well, I find that you are. You are in public, you're illegally in public, and you have made my life so difficult for God and for myself that I will not alive this order again, which is how you will not alive again is not paid for because you did the damages. So that goes elsewhere to other undesirable place. Okay, I hear the boiling, but it needs another bottle of water. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna add all that water into the boiling water and turn it up. It's not true. I'm gonna wait for it to boil again. Come to a boil again. Okay. I need my glasses, but I also need my hood up, and I don't wear glasses and the hood up if possible. The hood is up. I don't know you. I'm covering my ears when I speak. I'm covering my ears for anyone who can see me. I'm covering my ears on the camera, recording myself. And if there's anyone viewing this on YouTube, after I post the video recording, so then you can talk to me like at the screen that you're using. And that's really all I afford. I don't afford that you talk to my ears hearing because you don't understand me. I never asked you if you understand me, and you don't know each other. You don't know what you did to my life because you stole things that belong to myself by saying they are yours to yourself and you go away with it. And I don't have this kind of time. I have died over and over again that the world is alive, omnipresent. You're not really killing me like it's a heartbeat. You're not killing a heartbeat. You're killing a live omnipresent by hostage myself. You don't know who I am. I know who I am, and it's pretty soon going to stop the sucking that you don't know who I am because you think something is yours to yourself, and you think there's nothing that's mine to myself to yourself is my reality to myself as well. That something is not really here with me, and it's not mine to myself that way, just like it's not mine to yourself that way that makes you the higher upper order. That's why you need to be in jail and prison. You do, not me. That's what you need to put in jail and prison because you're trying to make an upper order beneath yourself by manipulating the currency. There's no correction to that. You're not allowed in alive if you don't put yourself in prison because you are that way. You can't say that's exceptional just for you. God can't afford that. That's not an order to be that way. Okay, it's boiling now. I need to add in half this soup mix. But what I would like to do is, I would like to separate half of this soup mix, like mix it because it has like powder in here and it has salad part, beans and rice in here. And I want it evenly distributed, so I would stir it in a bowl, but I can't do that right now because I don't have my glasses on. I can't see that well. And I'm going to try to put half the bag in here without the overhead light on because I don't know what's wrong with it, but there are cockroaches all over this apartment and the threatening because you won't stop talking to me about myself and the threatening in public. If you put yourself in jail and prison, I have another problem. There are some of you in prison and some of you not. But that's my order, is each and every one of you has to go to jail and prison on your own point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many spoons? 6, maybe? I think that's half. 7. That's a big difference. Okay, let's leave that alone now. Keep the rest of this in the bag. All right then. I need to wrap this up. This is a Lender's Bagels bag. I'm still using it to store this soup mix to keep it smelling fragrant when I open it. Not like flowers, but you know, like ready to cook, that it has full seasoning in there already. I don't have to add any seasoning, but I do have to add tomato paste. Oh, good. Let me do that now. Well, let me look at the date here. April of 2028. Okay, that's one possibility. February of 2028. Okay, there's that. December of 2026. Maybe I should use this one first, huh? I'll just pick one. So what do we think about boiling the... Okay. I guess it's going in now. I need half the tube. I want to add it when the beans are already soft. That'll be a while. Yeah. Does it go into the bean when it's cooking? I have no idea. But some of the water needs to boil out. Well, I need to watch the time now. So everything's added in. The other timepiece is off. If I look at the soup while it's boiling, I can look at the time. And then I have to keep checking the time to see when it's done. Well, let's start with looking at the time. That's boiling. Okay, the time is 2:34 p.m. That's boiling at 7. I can turn it down to 6. So the cooking instructions, I'm the order here, and the cooking instructions, directions, are all pretty much made for uh, that we've been educated in public schools, private schools, and the rest of us that don't have that experience, like my mom figure who sent me to school and she didn't go to school with me to learn how to read and write. And we also want to know how, when I go to school on the first day of Alive, the teachers know how to read and write, and they know how to teach us how to read and write. And when we don't know is the order. I know Joellen Meyerhoff does not afford that she was educated on how to read and write in public school with myself. But the other problem I don't trust about her is she illiterate? How do I know if she's illiterate or not? I know I'm illiterate. I know that I learned how to read and write, or I don't know how to read and write for the threatening when I didn't know. So what happens when other people loiter over whether somebody can read or write, and they're not yourself? So even something, if you say at the Department of Motor Vehicles, need your signature for the fee and for the driver's license or any kind of um, license. What about a car title or something like that? If they want to give you something from the DMV, do you sign for that when they say you need to sign here and you need to pay the money? I know, but I'm not you. And you charge me the whole life. I'm always not you. And I died that way. I don't have a question like that. What do you need? You need to die in God. You need to know on what point you are due in prison. You hostage me all the way to the end of Alive. Do I know how to pay the charges for everything I need for myself? And where did the money come from? It's that I asked for the money somewhere from somebody else because I didn't have it myself. And that's you not acknowledging that you don't have to charge me money because I don't have any money. Everybody said that. Everybody said that I have to pay them the charges because they're charging the money. And you didn't say that I don't have to pay you the money because I don't have it. Well, I died that way. There's no other solution. I'm going to die. I am making this chili just for myself, and I'm making it somewhat with according to the directions on the packaging, but I am right now not exactly as the package instructions call for. Yeah. They the recipe calls for it. That's if somebody writes the recipe. Okay, I'm talking about what's on the bag. I put the bag away already. The bag's in here somewhere. It's right there, and I'm not taking it out again to look at the instructions. But I did not add the tomato paste yet. It's still I haven't punctured the end of the tube yet. It's still new. And I didn't add any tomato paste in here yet. And the package directions do say that I should add in the tomato paste when I add in the soup mix. And I didn't. And my whole life is full of things like that. And all those little things matter to that I'm in order, but they don't matter to you because you are in the wrong in so many ways all at once. But I'm not in the wrong in any of the ways at all. I'm not in the wrong at all. And because you're so far in the wrong, you don't know somebody who's not in the wrong. When you see them, or if you do, there is a jealousy that is not justifiable, that you're just going to destroy my life because you don't care about me personally at your own expense. For example, if you've been observed that you're a supermarket checker, and so the customers have seen you're a checker, and the other managers have seen you're a checker, because you're a manager in that scenario, and then you've been hired and that person thinks you're a checker, and you have a car and people think that you park for them and you're a checker to people who know where you are when you're not in the store. Yeah, and you want me to just say, yeah, I don't actually have a problem like that, and I don't have any money to pay you, and then you just say, no, I can't help you. There's nothing that's yours to yourself in the store. And what, you don't even say this. Everything in the store is mine to myself. You don't say that as the owner. You say you're a checker. You say you're an employee. And you say everything in the store belongs to the store to itself. And you're not allowed to take anything without paying the charges. And that's you not acknowledging your own genitals. And I am not going to pay for that with my genitals. My genitals are deceased in the threatening. So how many checkers do you have to pay? If there are 3 checkers standing there in a busy supermarket, do you have to pay all 3 of them? Okay, if you only have to pay one of the 3, and all their lights are on, like number 1 is on, number 4 is on, number 8 is on, if all their lights are on, which one do you have to pay? Just one of them. Yeah, but which one? Would you ask a checker to answer that question for you? What's it to me? I'm gonna die because you're like that. I can't answer that question for you. No. You don't have a problem with the other checkers. What does that have to do with me being a shoplifter? And if you're a shoplifter and you don't mind, why don't you leave when I don't want to give you the money? Why'd you burp, Father? Are you here just for the Overlord? Are you on Team Overlord? I'm the smallest dime of God, and I have an Overlord I don't like. I want it to die. This requirement, refrigeration at this time. So it takes 25 minutes to cook this chili. Yeah. It's going to need more time, of course. Are you eating? I'm eating! I have not met anyone who said they watched my videos. Any of them. Nobody so far. No. Yeah, so is that why my overlord is always so confident when it jerks me around? Thank you, Father. Tell the people what they want to hear. You're just like them. Thank you, Father. Father. Okay. The AC is on, but the fan is not blowing at this time. And we don't know why that is. It's not really paid for because somebody installed that and they are making all the threatening that they can shut off the utilities. I don't really need them. What I do need is the fan, though. If they take the fan out of here, I don't think it can stay here. That's true. So I don't know why they did that. Are they counting themselves again? Well, I need God to take responsibility for that because there's no reason for me to scream that they can just knock on the front door and come in. Of course, they fit through the front door. That's God's problem. Don't make me grit my teeth. That really has nothing to do with it. They don't fit through my teeth. I eat, but they don't fit through my teeth. They actually do walk right through. That front door is that big, and they just fit right in. That's what I mean. So there used to be water on the floor here, and it's dry right now, so I'll just walk over. The floor is dry. Yeah, it's dry. But I didn't wash my robe yet today. I have to wash it every day. Not yet today. So, these are crackers. I didn't ask for these, but I got them anyway. And you're starting to be just like Mom, but Mom used to give me everything I ate in a day. Just Mom, because she just wants to be Mom and she wants to be a homeowner and be very comfortable in her own emergency to be in prison. And she went that way all the way through my life for 45 years of a life, but she didn't feed my whole food supply for all that time. She stopped feeding after 15 years. And I was on my own with 30 years of feeding myself. But I don't have the food that way. So now I'm cooking for myself because I'm deceased out of formed, but I'm still here because you're not deceased yet out of your genitals, and that's not deceased ever, but I'm still alive in the threatening that the overlord did something the Lord didn't do, and they don't agree, and I do fight with my Lord about that because I am the Lord if I'm not an overlord. Yes, but I am the top of the Godhead, just beneath himself. Just beneath himself. What's he doing? He's killing me. And why not? Because this is a terrible disaster. I made it possible for him to kill me. And he said, oh, I'm going to kill you another way. I am not afraid of you. And that's not what he asked you. Would you move in and stay? That's what I said, and he will not pay for it. And we are in agreement that he will not pay for it, is deceased in the threatening. That means you did make speech offense and didn't turn yourself into jail and prison. And you don't know this is the outcome of a speech offense that was made by somebody else. You are punishing me for that I make speech offenses because you are alone in the wrong. And you cannot do that. You cannot say, I made a speech offense and you're going to punish it in the world. If you punish a speech offense, you better not have your own genitals. You cannot punish a speech offense you heard with your own genitals on yourself. It looks like this disaster is really not true. You don't have anywhere to be at all. You're not homeless. You're not in prison. You're not living in a mess like this that's hoarded. You don't live in a nice owned home. You don't work. You don't live incarcerated in traffic. You're really not alive at all in your genitals. I died in my mind just there. Yep, something went on in my mind I don't remember. I'm just testifying that I don't have full mental capacity to speak here because I'm being created, and that is its order. Well, let's say that's true, okay? I'm testifying that I don't afford to be created because the lower order is creating myself. And you have been talking to me about myself and taking away everything that moves and telling me I don't have any money to pay the transactions. By that, you don't give me what is mine to myself because it's not mine to yourself. And you've been doing all that to myself like I'm one of you and I'm not a shunt. And you are so wealthy is not true. You cannot have so much control over so much material life with that question. I'm going to announce to the public what's mine to myself, and everything else belongs to God. Nobody has any property. What's yours to yourself? It's not. It's what I think is yours to yourself, but that's really just what I think. I don't actually determine what is yours to yourself, ever. Because that changes. That might change, like if I think that a carton of milk is yours to yourself, that will expire at the expiration date of the carton of milk when the milk turns sour. So if it takes 2 weeks for the milk to turn sour, it's not your milk anymore, no matter what. And that's exactly what you're trying to do to my front doorway. You're trying to tell me it's expired because you're going to put an expiration date on it. I'm going to pay you rent. And this does look like sour milk nobody would drink. Yeah, but I've been living here for years. The stores don't have expired milk on the shelves, but I live like this. You threaten the stores that it has to be a certain way for you. And I have to live like this. I'm not sure I would accept that as God. I can't get out of it right now, but when I do, it'll be with myself deceased, so it's not really get out that way. I will be deceased out of it. When I don't see it anymore, I'll never see it again. You have another problem I don't agree with. You reword alive, and then you eat in front of somebody else. Yeah, but what difference does it make? If you already ate it, it's gone. I'm not a feeder. Oh, I cried something like that I killed the God above myself who created the sex in some kind of a union with a sex offender in public. I absolutely cried that I. It was such a scream and cry. 2 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days of crying. That God was over there and I broke it. I broke it with a betrayal. But he said it so many times, I was wondering if he knew he hurt me more than he hurt anybody else, no matter who they are. If you're not myself, you've not been hurt as much as I have. You put the most hurting on me. You're not really in a position to tell me that I can't play tennis anymore after I fired a tennis racket and I played for more than 10 years. You're not in a position to tell me no anymore. I own my tennis racket and I own every tennis court I play on. But look at what you did to my housing. I can't stop you from going through the front doorway. And this is why I don't play tennis anymore. But I have to hit the tennis ball 75 miles an hour to get you out of my way because you do this on the tennis court. You score me. I don't need this kind of lesson to learn. And I'll tell you another lesson I don't need to learn. That I sleep in a twin bed to make sure you don't get in the bed and stay there because there's not enough room for two. I don't need that lesson to learn what you're going to do in my bed. I can sleep in a full-size bed just fine. And I can have a closet full of clothes too. I'm not austere. All the money is mine. It's not my head on the money because I don't owe you any money. So what do the restaurant cooking staff talk about when they're making food? Do they don't speak to each other? That's a friendship I don't want to pay for with restaurant food. Yep, I don't want to supply it and I don't want to eat it. I can cook for myself, but I don't really need to. And you don't seem to know what to do when I need something other than to tell me, oh, it's not yours to yourself because not yours to myself. Yeah, that's all you do. It's not yours to yourself because not yours to myself. Who are you? Just somebody who's not myself. That's all it takes is one somebody who's not myself to fire off the threatening. That's not yours to yourself because it's not yours to myself. Well, you sound like that to me. Don't tell me there's something wrong with me. That's what you sound like to me. I am shouted. You sound like that to me. You are cutthroat.